Hi, Fashion Dolls. It is Transformation Tuesday, August 12th, and welcome to an all new episode of Style by Stevie. My very special guest today is an influencer and content creator, and I'm super excited to have him here. We have something in common. We are both fans of Janet. So I had to bring out all my Janet merch for my very special guest today. Please welcome to the dollhouse, 50 Shades of Phil. 20 shares, please. Make sure you guys share the live so that we can get this show started.
Hello.
Hi, welcome to the dollhouse. How are you?
Hi, I am great. I am great. How are you, Miss Stevie?
I'm doing wonderful. It's such a pleasure to have you here.
Yes, yes, you too. You too. You look ravishing.
Thank you. Thank you, my love. And in celebration of what we're going to be talking about, I had to break out all my Janet merch. All my Janet merch.
JDJ, you already know. Let me see
All
if
of
I
her
can show you.
albums from
Yes.
Janet
Yeah.
to 20YO to Design
Yes.
of a Decade
Oh
to
yeah.
Damita
I love all
Joe
her stuff.
to Rhythm Nation and to our favorite we both love, Velvet
The
Rope. And I
velvet.
had the pleasure of interviewing Wayne Scott Lucas, who styled her
Really?
for the Vibe magazine cover. You guys remember the Vibe magazine cover that she did? If I can find it in
I
here,
used to
that
have all of them when I was a kid.
yes, he styled some of her looks for the I Get Lonely video and so many others.
I am familiar.
Where is that?
Familiar.
You guys know the iconic Vibe cover. Oh yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah. Velvet. That's vintage. That was when
Yes,
I
this
was
is
5 years old.
the same
8.
year.
Yeah.
Shout outs to my brother K Tubes, host of the K Tube
Yes.
Spot. Make sure you
Can I?
guys.
Yes. Can I give a special shout out to Kenneth Toots because I'm gonna tell you something. Kenneth Toots has been one of my best friends for over 10 years. He actually is one of the ones who started me off doing reviews. So yes, I have to give him a special shout out because we've been friends for over 10 plus years now. So I will say like a little bit over 15 years now. We've been friends ever since. And I
And
wanted
brothers
to
been
give him
doing
a
it
shout out
longer than
because
me. Yes.
because if it wasn't for him, and he's shout out to him because he's also a Brandy fan as well, because I'm a Brandy fan too. We met, um, when Brandy's 211 came out. Just a little back history, but yes, we've been friends ever since.
That is one of my favorite albums from her. If not that one, then of course Full Moon, which is a cult
Oh yeah, I
classic
love Brandy.
album.
Yeah.
Never Say Never. I mean, she's
Oh,
had so
all her
many.
stuff.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes, yes. A big shout outs to my brother K Tubes, host of the K Tube Spot. And shout outs to my colleague Alvin Tip for Tat, this and that. We had an amazing
Hello.
conversation yesterday on his platform. So make sure you guys head on over and check that out. We are talking all things music. Me
Yes.
and Phil have something in common. We are both fans of Janet Jackson, and this is her Velvet Rope tour book. I don't know if you guys seen it, but
You
yeah.
want to know what's crazy? I
Mhm.
have seen bits and pieces, but I've never owned it. But I have seen the pictures, of course, online years ago. I was obsessed. I fell obsessed with that the Velvet Rope tour book. I have seen the pictures before, but never owned it though. But because I was so little when that album came out, but that was when I discovered her.
Yes, and everybody's seen this photo of her.
Oh yeah, that's iconic. That's the I Get Lonely single cover. Yep.
Yes, both of you are Janet fans like myself.
Oh
Yes,
yes.
I'm missing one. Control. I have Control, but I
Oh
have the cassette. So Design of a Decade, I guess, will take place of Control because
yeah.
that is on that album. So yeah.
Yes. A lot of controllers on there. Yep. Yep. Yeah. I've been loving Janet, but Michael too. But I've been loving Janet and Michael for years. I mean, I grew up loving them. And mind you, I'm finna be 33. Shout out because my birthday is coming up. But I've been loving them ever since I was like 4 or 5. So yeah, and when it comes to music, I'm a huge music lover.
And you just recently went to go see Kiki, and Kiki has paid
Yes.
homage.
So
Tell us about that.
yes. Oh, and two, I love to go. Just in case your followers don't know, I am big on live entertainment. I love to go to concerts. So Keke Palmer, you know, Chicago's very own, even though she's from the Harvey South the Harvey area, Chicago loves her, and she did a so Market Days in Chicago is a event for LGBTQ plus community. They do it every year on the north side called Boy Sound. So that is where the LGBT community comes together for Pride every year. We do
Oh
like
yeah.
festivals, but Market Days I feel like is a lot. It's so much fun because they have three. It's like a festival. They have like four different stages. They have one stage will be playing like house music. They'll have another stage where someone's performing, and at the Addison stage, that is where Keke Palmer came out. I didn't want to say I was seeing her because I wanted to surprise my friends on Facebook and following. But yes, she did a live performance. Shout out to her. She did an amazing job. She kind of had a
Oh yeah.
Janet inspirational look with her outfit. I almost thought it was Janet when it came out because it looks so reminiscent to Janet '93. But her voice, she sounded so amazing. She did an amazing tribute for Brandy that I love because I love, like I
Oh
said, I'm a
yeah.
huge Brandy fan. But Keke killed it, and I hope Brandy seen it because I did tag them both in my video. But yes, Keke Palmer did an amazing job. She was promoting her recent album, Just Keke, which I actually like. And yeah, she did a lot of those songs on there.
And
Um,
she gave a lot of nods to artists that came before her, from
yeah, she
Whitney, of
did.
course, and
Oh yeah,
She did the Josephine Baker cover. If you guys haven't seen it, but
yeah.
she's paid homage to Brandy as well.
Oh
She's paid
yes. I
homage
was
to
so
Janet, all
surprised.
of
I
our
was
favorite.
happy
Yeah,
though, because I was like, oh, I didn't expect her to do that because we know Brandy is coming on tour. Shout out. I am gonna go see her.
and Monica. Yes, I can't
Yes,
wait.
Brandy and Monica. Yes, I am so excited about that because I'm a huge fan of that. I mean, I like Monica, but I'm more of a fan of Brandy. Shout out to the Brandy stars. But yes, I am so excited for that. She's coming to my city in October. But yes, Keke, she did an amazing job, and this was my first time seeing her live, and she always, shows out for Chicago every time she does something. So yeah, it was really good to see her. But yes, it was really a free concert, but a lot of the promoters tell everyone who joins to donate. So I did help donate for the cause so they can come back again. But yes, every year they do this. I think Saucy Santana was there Friday. David Archuleta was Sunday, and I seen Keke Saturday. So yeah, it was really fun. It was a lot of fun, and we do that in Chicago. It's called Market Days, but we also Boys Town is what we call it on the North Side. That's where all of the LGBTQ plus community comes together. They have live events. They have Halloween events. They do Christmas events. They do everything.
So we got to stay tuned because Halloween will be here before you know it. That's my
I know.
birthday. So I'm
Okay.
super excited. I'm super excited. And we've got the Brandy and Monica tour coming up. What other tours are you looking forward to seeing this year?
I am actually supposed to be going to because I love hip hop as well. I am looking forward to seeing Little Brother in September. That is one of my brother and that's one of our favorite rap duo groups. For years, they actually really underrated. But they make a lot of good music. Fonte, shout out to him, Fonte and rapper Big Pooh. They are huge in the underground world when it comes to hip hop. So I am looking to pay for my ticket this month. Me and my brother are going to possibly see them in September. So that's another concert in September, then October, and then I don't know because I can't see. But see, I love going to concerts, but I can't see everybody. But the people that I know I'm going to see for sure, like Brandy and Little Brother for sure. I have to see Brandy because I mean I've never seen her live, but I've always followed her live stuff. The girl from the Throwdown, Monica. Like I said, I like her, but I'm mainly for Brandy, so I'm really excited.
I love them both. And what's so
I like
unique
them both
about
too.
both of them is they all have their own way of singing, their own style. And
They
speaking
do.
of
They do.
concerts, since we both are fans of Janet, what
Yes.
would be your favorite Janet tour?
Okay, now see, I grew up loving the Velvet Rope tour and the All For You tour because I had them on DVD for years. But I remember when my aunts in 1998, and I was just now about to be 6 years old, they recorded the actual Velvet Rope tour on cassette. This was,
Yeah.
oh, I'm talking year 90, yeah, 98. And they recorded it when it first came out, and when they would watch that concert religiously, and that year in 1998, that was when I discussed, like, started falling like in love with Jet. You know, really young. I felt it was something about her that I just loved it, and I was just like, okay, you know what, she is good. You know, and I knew this when I was young because I paid attention to music a lot. So yeah, I would have to say out of the tours, because she has done so many tours. I followed her on every tour. I would say probably um, the Velvet Rope is probably still my most favorite out of the tours. But recently, the two tours that I went to back to back, the what
Oh,
is it, the Together Again Part One and Part
yes.
Two, those are really good tours. So I would say those are like second, and those were actually her highest selling tours, and like really since I think I heard All for You. Yeah. So yeah, I would say that those two tours were now that I'm adult and make adult like money and seeing her, I would say those are like my two top ones right as of now. But I would have to say hands down, Velvet Rope is still my favorite.
Velvet Rope is my favorite too.
Yeah.
Like at first I didn't understand the concept of the album. You guys have to actually go through and listen to the entire
You do.
album. And she has some
Yeah.
bonus hidden tracks. And then when she celebrated the 25th anniversary of it, she
Yes.
went live and she
Yes.
celebrated the anniversary of it. And she had, I think it was Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, who's responsible for almost every single one of her albums,
Albums. Yep.
producing it. And she talked about the history of saying she almost didn't want to record this
This
masterpiece that I'm
album.
holding.
Yep. She did.
Yep. But good thing she did though, because we
Yep.
got some great hits off of it. So,
Time.
and the photography from her tour book, like
Yes.
again,
The
Wayne Scott
photography.
Lucas.
Yeah, she like I usually like all her tour books. So the one that I got is the one that's the most recently from the tour from last year. Um the I Get Lonely. No. The Together Again. Hold on one moment. I gotta
Oh
grab it.
yeah, Together Again. And if you look
Yeah, that
closely
that
in,
that this tour book is amazing. I mean, it's so good. Yes. I really, really like this tour book.
all
Yeah,
the
she has
Janet,
a lot. Yeah, she has
um,
everything from when she first started, like all 50 years.
Discipline. I have that album too.
Yes, I like this one. I think it was so slept on.
Yes. So, do we have any questions, Fashion Dolls? We are talking all things music, all things Janet. Now, the vinyls. If you go and you purchase the vinyls to every single one of her albums, I'm not
Right.
sure how much the vinyl is for Velvet Rope or
Oh,
Discipline,
let's
but I
get
would
up.
love to
Yeah.
have those.
Me too. I've been trying to look for that. I actually have the All For You vinyl. The what is it? The number ones vinyl. And I need to get the rest of. I need to get some other ones of hers, but I definitely want to get the Velvet Rope vinyl for sure.
Oh yes, and it's a lot of remixes. When she redid
Yes.
the album celebrating the anniversary of it, 25th
Yes.
anniversary of Velvet Rope, it was a lot of remixes.
It
So
was.
you got to go to places like Japan, overseas, if you want to see the extra bonus tracks that she has on it, because it is more additional tracks made for the Velvet Rope album. But what I
Yeah.
love about the Velvet Rope is that you see the Velvet Rope
Right.
detailing it, and then the Rolling Stone cover. You have to look really close
Right.
to see it. There we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Michael, I have his Thriller poster, but I would love to get his vinyl for Dangerous.
Oh,
Dangerous
thank
is one of my
you. I
favorite
see.
Michael Jackson
I love
albums, and I
I
would
love
love to
Michael.
have the vinyl for that.
Yeah.
And they charge an arm and a leg so much
Yes,
for
they
these
do.
vinyls
Yes, they
nowadays because
do.
people collect them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I yes, MJ, and we can't forget Queen Bee, Beyonce. When I seen the
I
vinyl
love
for
Beyonce too. I do too.
Renaissance,
These two recent tours are outstanding. I went to You talking to a religious concert goer, because I go to concerts all the time. I went to Renaissance, unforgettably amazing, and Cowboy Carter. Those two tours, hands down, together are her two best tours ever. I don't know. We don't, like I said, we don't know what Act 3 is going to give us, but she's hands down at her best. I mean, we talking about Beyonce, who was also a pioneer in the industry. She's been doing it for years, and we don't know what Act 3 is gonna bring, but I've been on the Beyonce train for years too. So,
Oh my God. When I seen the vinyl for Renaissance, where you see her on the back of the horse, because I think Jay Michaels did an
uh,
unboxing for the Renaissance vinyl,
Vine,
and I
yeah,
seen the photography. It's red, but Cowboy Carter. So if you're very much into the whole cowboy aesthetic, you love Cowboy Carter. But
yeah,
for Renaissance, everything was platinum. So Queen Bee sticks to a theme. Beyonce is
she
going to
do. That's
stick
what I
to.
love about her.
And the
Yeah,
same for Janet. Like for Velvet Rope Tour,
yeah,
everything was like red.
yeah,
The lighting, it was
yeah,
very intimate. She
yeah,
had, if you go back and you look at the opening of the Velvet Rope Tour, of course
yeah.
it flies over town like it was in Madison Square Garden
Square
in New York.
Garden, yeah,
And you see the J. She had the big J on the top
yeah,
of Madison Square Garden. And then
yeah,
it goes into like a storybook, a big hardback cover, old fashioned storybook. And then when the dancers open the book, it goes to the screen. And it just goes, I can't describe it. You guys have to go and watch it. It's out there in the YouTube verse.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And I got, like I said, I got the tour on DVD. I gotta look for it, but I do have it. That tour is unforgettable. Yeah.
And the All For You tour, where she did it in Hawaii, if I'm not mistaken. It was
Yep.
very, very exotic, very beautiful.
Yeah. That was another good one too. Yep, I liked it to All For You too. Love that album too, by the way. That's another one of my favorites from her.
That's one I have to add to my collection. So I have two more.
Yeah.
That's Control. I have Control, but it's on the
Uh,
cassette, and they don't really
yeah.
make cassette players anymore. Everything is either vinyl or CD. So
Yeah.
they're hard to come by unless you get it, unless you download it. Everything is downloading and streaming. And me and brother K
Yeah.
Tukes was talking about that, where they had
Yeah.
it back in the day where you could purchase, I think, five or more cassettes for a certain amount. And I can't remember. It's called Rough House. One of the, if you flip through the pages of the magazine, you would see where you can get a lot of CDs for like a penny or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're always changing up.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Now, your favorite Janet music video, because I have so many. Love watching her music videos because you never know what to expect. Which
Exactly.
one is
Ooh.
near to you?
Oh, what? That is a great question, because Janet has so many timeless videos. It's kind of hard to choose. It's really kind of hard to choose a favorite Janet video, because every video she touches was like, her aesthetic is always on point. She always has like you said, she sticks to her thing. She definitely does. She always
Yeah.
sticks to a specific thing that makes sense. Oh God, what is my favorite Janet video? Um, because I mean, I have so many of them. I would say, apart from, because I love the I Get Lonely video, but if I want to take it a little further back, I really love Pleasure Principle,
Oh, the
because you know
chair.
what? Yep,
Chair.
it was just her in the chair, and the aesthetic of that video was tremendous, and she was the only black female at that time that was doing stuff like that. A lot of people, and I be telling people, y'all, Janet is y'all favorite. I be telling people, Janet started a lot of the stuff for black women at that time, and this is why we have the Sierras, the Beyonces,
Oh yeah.
the Tiana Taylors. They all looked up to her at that time. Janet was the one that was saying that black women, yep, black women should do this. This is what black women, So Janet opened up a lot of doors, and that's why I've been following her for so many years, and but yes, back on top. Pleasure Principle, the Control video. Really, a lot of her older ones stood out. The All Right video.
With Heavy D,
Uh,
that's one of my favorites.
yes. Oh my God! Then the Rhythm Nation video was iconic. Like I said, she was in terms of videography, she was a little similar to Michael in some ways because they both were visionaries.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, Janet, I it's like I said, it's hard to choose, but those are some of my favorite ones though. But it's hard to
And
choose just one.
yes, and as it pertains to Michael, you can tell she really studied her brothers
Oh
growing
yeah,
up because
oh
she was
yeah,
the baby. She
yep,
studied her brothers. And
yep,
at go back to Pleasure Principle, if you guys are wondering, did she do that chair stuff? Yes, that was
yeah,
all her.
yeah. A
She
lot of
did
people,
that
yeah,
flip. That was all
by
her. And a
herself,
lot of
she
people
was
are
the
like, well,
stunt
no, she
woman.
didn't. That was her.
Yeah, yeah, that was all her. That video was iconic. It was just her in the chair, and I liked it. And then she was just doing the dancing, and you could tell she was having a good time when she was doing it because she was free, she was open, she was kick ass. I just loved it. I love that video.
Rhythm Nation, that was a lot of choreography. You can tell because the dancers,
That was
they had the noon
yes,
chuck
yeah,
and sync everything.
yes, yes. That video was so kick ass, but yes, yeah. And Michael Jackson even said that that was his favorite from her at that
Sure
time.
did.
Yeah, Michael was even inspired by her, at that time because Janet had just came up, but he like, this is my little sister, you know.
Studied,
Yeah, who was
perfected,
that?
and
The
made it
body
her own.
you did you right. Studied, perfected, and made it her own. She sure did.
Oh, my favorite
Yep,
Janet music video. I would have to say again, it was so beautiful.
it was.
Watching her poetic justice.
That's
It was
this.
so
It's
sultry.
cute. Yeah.
Yes, and she was becoming a woman because
Yep.
people were thinking they were going to expect her to sing about waiting a while, and she said that in an interview. She said, "I want to do. I'm becoming a woman now,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I want to do something different." And that's when we got Janet, and then after
Yeah.
Janet, Velvet
Yeah.
Rope. After Velvet Rope, All for You.
All for
She took
you.
it to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
So
Every album.
it
Yep.
is another one of my favorites too.
Oh yeah.
The breakdown sequence. She does
Yeah.
it
She
every
always has a kick ass
single
breakdown.
concert.
Always. Oh yeah. Who is this? I love. Yep. Every time video was
Oh,
flawless.
she looked
That video was flawless.
her skin in that video,
Yes.
her eyes, the
Yep. The
lighting. It
naturalism.
was
Everything.
uh that I'm getting goosebumps talking about that video, Phil, because if you go back and you look at her, she looks so serene,
Yes.
so
Gorgeous.
serene.
Yeah.
The lighting, I don't know who did what, the makeup, the hair for that video,
Yeah. Me
but
neither. But they was
looking
on
at her
point.
underwater, and then you see the
Yes.
long,
Yeah. I think.
like,
Yeah. She was like a mermaid, but it was different, and she just was just. I liked it. It was different. Like with the Velvet Rope era in general, she crossed over to something
oh yeah,
great. I mean, the outfit she would wear, that she had the piercings, and then she just did a whole lot of stuff that was so inspiring, even to me as a kid. Listen to it because my aunts were the reason why I became so huge on her. On her and Michael and so I just grew. They were like my main two people when I was listening to that I was listening to when I was growing up. Yeah,
that video, she looked so serene. If not
yeah,
that video, then if you like Every Time, of course, as
oh
Phil
yeah,
mentioned, I Get Lonely, where the makeup is like a porcelain doll
yeah,
almost, and she's
yeah,
standing behind the glass.
yes,
And the dress that she's wearing, because the snakes aren't supposed to move, it's like she's
right,
standing in this like glass case with snakes.
yeah. I
That
love
is
that.
Terry Mugler. That she said she wasn't even able to move in that dress. So all
Right,
she could do was just stand there and be pretty. If you go and you look, she said she wanted something where it was like almost like a Japanese type airport type thing. I
yeah,
watched the behind the scenes for that
yeah,
video. Again, shout outs to Wayne Scott Lucas for styling her for
yeah,
the Velvet Rope era and then forth on and so forth on.
yeah, yeah. Janet. One thing about Janet, through everything she has done, she has never failed in looking stunning on an album cover, a video, a photo shoot, a video shoot. She always was on point for everything she did. She's never not looked like, she always had a specific theme. She stick with it. She had a specific message she was trying to convey, and she nailed every album And yeah, I've been following her for so many, like for years, like still to this day.
Made for Now is another one of my favorites. Another
I
one
do
that I
like
like
that video
with
because it
Daddy
was
Yankee. Son of a Gun,
yes.
her app. Did y'all
Oh,
see
that
her
song.
abs in that
Oh,
video
oh,
with Missy?
I bet you think this song is about. Oh yes, I love that
And
song.
she
I was so
wasn't
glad
feeling
she
too
performed
hot.
it too.
She was sick in that video. She was
Oh
not
my God,
feeling her
that
best
back.
that
Oh
day. But
yes.
her abs, did y'all see her abs in that
Oh
video?
yeah, she always had kick ass abs. Oh yeah, and yeah, that video was on point. And Missy Elliott, and they was getting. She was bringing up voodoo for the guy that did her dirty, and I liked it. That whole concept. It was spooky, but I liked it. And I was so glad she performed that. At last year's tour at the Together Again leg 2, I was so glad because she has not performed that in years. And when she performed that, oh, I was screaming. I was like, I'm so happy.
She
I was
sure
real happy.
did. She
Yeah,
sure did. And I think she brought her up on the screen at one of the tours, if I'm not mistaken, Joni
I
Mitchell.
think she did. She probably did. She probably did. Yeah, yeah.
The All For You tour, if I'm not mistaken. I have to go back and
Joni
look.
Mitchell.
It's one of
Yeah,
those
yeah.
tours. Yeah.
Yeah, she did. She brought up Joni Mitchell and then Missy Elliott. She had Joni Mitchell on the screen and then Missy Elliott came out. Mm-hmm.
Yep. All For You tour. Now,
Yep.
Miss Beyonce. Beyonce is going to give you everything you need and then some at
Oh
one of
yeah.
her concerts as well. Too.
Oh yeah.
Renaissance and
Yeah.
Cowboy Carter are two of the highest
Yeah.
grossing
Those are her
tours
too.
of this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah. Back-to-back tours that are like outstanding. Like Beyonce, she's another one that I look at too. Like I have to say, out of the females that are the vets, Beyonce and Janet are my two top two. Like those two, hands down, they cannot be touched. I'm sorry, because Beyonce, she's very visual, and that's what I like about Beyonce. She's visual. She became a visionary. And I think that she became more visual when with the self-titled. That album, when that album came out in 2013, that was when I like really began to stand Beyonce because she did something completely different that nobody expected. And when she had all the videos with it, and mind you, I don't know if Kenneth still might be watching.
He's what?
He was the one who found out the album before I did, and he was like, "Phil, Beyonce dropped the album out," and I was just like, I don't know what I was doing. I think I was because at that time I was still in school or something, back in school, I'm just now working or something like that, and I guess I was tired. But then I had found out about the Beyonce album a little bit later,
Yep.
but Kenneth had hit me up and was like, she dropped a video with the albums and everything, and when I seen that out like the Beyonce videos with the song, oh, I was like, oh my God, I had to literally buy it. Yeah,
And
that
then
was
she
that.
did
That
it
was when she
again.
became visionary, more visual, and that's what I
Oh
liked
yeah.
about Beyonce. Then ever since then, she became visual.
And then if not the Beyonce album, she gave us Lemonade, and then she
Yeah,
gave us Black is King. And Black
yeah,
is King is a whole nother level
it really
because it was
was. That was
so much symbolism in that.
yeah, 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 yeah. She started becoming more visual when Black is King, yep. And then we wanted Renaissance to be a visual album because the way that those songs are, you just want to see a video for it. But
Oh yeah.
she had different plans for Renaissance, but Renaissance, I think, was good. It is very LGBTQIA inspired, which is what I love about that album. I still personally prefer that album more than Cowboy Carter. However, I do like Cowboy Carter, but Renaissance, I think, is still probably my favorite out of those two in this Renaissance era. Because Renaissance is just a art. It's like it can't be touched, and I think it's second to self-titled. My opinion.
And then the On the Run tour with her and Jay-Z,
Jay
that
Z.
that was another icing
Big.
on the cake right there. So I mean,
Yeah.
she every one of her concerts,
Oh
you're
yeah.
going to get some sort of, how can I say it? it's just a masterpiece. The same for
Yeah.
Janet's tour. The same
Oh
for
yeah.
Janet's tour. The same for a who's another female artist that I love.
Mm.
Ooh,
Cause I like
I
so
would
many.
say Sierra. I love when Sierra,
Sierra.
Missy, and
Yeah.
Buster did the tour together. They're gonna give you're gonna get your money's worth.
Oh
You
yeah.
definitely want to get your money's worth.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And one thing about me, I am big on live entertainment, and you have to be really good for me to like you. So I would say out of all of those people, they're gonna give you a run for your money. So yeah, yeah,
Sierra,
yeah.
and since we talk about Janet, you've mentioned Tiana Taylor. Tiana Taylor's
Oh
another
yeah,
one.
she's good. Oh, she's so underrated, but she is so good, and I'm so glad she's coming back into the music scene because at first I thought she was gonna quit because I seen her at the what is it, the Concrete Road, the Last Rose tour. She actually brought me on stage on that tour. Yeah, it's on my Instagram. It's I think I seen her. Yep, she brought me on stage because she did like a Vogue segment, and I was not expecting. I was with one of my best friends, and she brought me out on. She picked me from the crowd, and I Vogue for her on stage. It was insane. It was insane. It was
And
insane
she's
because
so
mind you, I was
innovative.
front row. That ticket, I had bought a great ticket for her tour because it was a all standing event, and Tiana was performing the album because that was what she was doing the tour off of. That because I love that CD. And she did in the middle part of the show, she did like a Vogue segment, and then she peeked me voguing in it because I am a voguer and I'm a dancer too. So she peeked me, and then she brought me on stage, and then I was voguing. Yeah,
She's so innovative. With
yeah,
her and Janet and Beyonce, they have that in common where they are perfecting the craft.
yeah,
Another female artist that I would love to go see in tour is SZA. I love SZA.
yeah,
Love her.
yeah. I didn't get a chance to go to Kendrick's tour, but yeah,
And you're going to get your money's worth. So the hottest tour that, from what I'm hearing, and I heard Brother say this in his interview, K2 say this in his interview, the Brandy and Monica tour is also going to be right up there with Beyonce's Cowboy Carter. It's one of
I
the
believe
highest
it. I
tours
believe that.
of the summer. So yeah.
Yeah, I believe that. I do. Because okay, it's not every day we get Brandy. Okay, so because this is one of the things I love me some B Rocker, but she
Mm.
doesn't really tour like that. And so this is and Monica, I don't like I said, I follow Monica, but then I'm not huge on her at the same time. But it's not every day we get a Brandy tour. So I know this is gonna be a big tour. So that is going to be really, really excited. So this is why I'm really excited about this Brandy and Monica because that's a once in a lifetime thing. You don't know when they're going to do this again. So I would say you have to be there at that because I'm not going to miss that. I can't.
And
So
not only that, but she's got Money Long on the tour. She's got Kelly Rowland that's also
rolling.
going to be
Yeah.
on the tour. And I can't
Mm-hmm.
remember the guy that won American Idol. He's also going to be there on the tour
Mm-hmm.
list as well, too. That's what brother was saying.
Yeah. Yeah, and you want to know what's crazy? I'm not too familiar on because I stopped watching American Idol years ago, but I'm not too huge on him, so I don't know who he is. But Kelly Rowland, yeah, I'm excited to see her because this will be my first time seeing her. So yeah,
But Beyonce gave us that reunion at the end of the last leg of the Cowboy Carter tour. It was
yeah,
so good to see them. Now, Michelle
yeah,
talked about it on her podcast, and she said she was coming in as a guest to see Beyonce to support her, and
mm,
it was planned. So you never know what she's going to have up her sleeve. Now,
that's what
if
I
she brings
Beyonce.
out all five on stage at the next tour, because we don't know what chapter 3 of this
We
of the
don't,
Renaissance.
we don't, and she ain't gonna say it either. She's just gonna come out with it, as she always do, and that's what I love about her. We
A
don't know
lot
what
of
it's gonna.
people are saying it could be rock and roll,
Right.
but who
We
knows?
don't know. That's what I keep telling people. Who's to say? Like, we don't know what Miss Beyonce is going to give us. We just have to see it when it comes out, and so and be surprised whatever it is she's gonna do. And then the crazy thing I heard recently that happened to her. I think this was the Atlanta when she was in Atlanta. That
Yes.
had stole her merchandise or something out of her tour.
Unreleased music,
Yeah,
everything, Phil. It was, I'm like, out of the dancers' cars. I
yeah,
hope they kept the person because they can easily leak that music if they got their hands on it and it's
yeah,
unreleased. Music that
yeah.
wasn't even supposed to be out yet. This could have been
Mm-mm.
for Act 3 Renaissance. That's what I'm
You just
predicting
never
and
know.
guessing.
Yeah. So that's crazy. So that's crazy. So I hope that situation is gets handled because that's a lot. You know, she Beyonce, she works her behind off. Like, yeah. So I don't know what that whole situation was, but I honestly feel like it was somebody that was in her team. I heard that it could have been somebody, one of her dancers or something like that. I don't really know how true
Out
that
of the
is, but
dancer's
that's what I heard.
car. They were
Yeah.
privy to that and they got in the dancer's car and stole that. New
Mm.
music, everything.
Wow. So no telling how much money Beyonce. I don't know, but yeah. So, and she
I,
does not like, one thing about Beyonce. She does not like to leak anything. So I'm just hoping that
you just have
whatever
to
it is,
see
it
it.
doesn't get out. You know.
You just have to see it because T.S. Madison said that she cleared for Renaissance because we knew that she was working on something. She told
Uh.
T.S. Madison was talking with RuPaul,
Uh.
and T.S. Madison was privy to this information because part was she had to go through. She was talking about it on her channel,
Uh.
but Renaissance, how Renaissance was coming to be was T.S. Madison predicted it. She said, uh, she was talking to RuPaul, and told RuPaul like what it could be. Could it be a Destiny's Child reunion? Why
Right.
did Beyonce clear out her Instagram? Because remember she cleared out her
Mm.
Instagram,
Mm.
and we were like, okay, is she coming out with new music? And then
Mm.
boom, Break My Soul comes out,
Mm.
and then we get the album. Then she comes out with the hair products and the frag. I mean,
Yeah.
it all aligned perfectly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
who's to say she might do another one of those? But we don't know how Queen Bee is going to drop this
Don't
release.
know. That's why we gotta wait and see what she has, cause and I like it like that because I know Beyonce. She does that. This is what I'm used to. This is her typical thing. She's not gonna fully say it until it actually drops.
Mm-mm.
Yep. And Janet's the same way too because she doesn't really say if she's working on nothing either. She just comes out with it and be like, "I got a new album coming out. I got a new single." So,
Yep.
yeah, because they geniuses. So they don't want to uh, put their craft out. They want to put it out at the right time. So, yeah, I love an artist like that, and I like Tinashe too. I'm a huge fan of
I love
her.
Tinashe.
Me too. She's another person who I feel like she's really super underrated, and I'm accepting that now. But back then, I was really rooting for Tinashe to be an outbreaking artist, similar to Beyonce, similar to Janet, because
Oh yeah.
she really has all of that stardom. She has a lot of stardom, and she just it's just that I feel like I feel like she's gotten a lot better. And I do feel like her fan base has grown a lot more, but I just feel like she's always going to remain underrated. But that's okay because I like that about her. But I really love her music and whatever she comes out with too, because she's another visionary that's good. She doesn't really fully get the credit, but I love her. She's another
If
artist.
not her, then Coco Jones. I'm a big Coco Jones fan.
Yes,
And
I like.
both of
I'm
these
not
girls
huge on her,
dance.
but I do.
So they
Yeah,
study Janet. You could tell they
a
study
lot of
Janet.
the
They
girls
they've
do.
studied other female artists that came before
Mhm.
them.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of the girls they do. I know Normani.
Oh yeah.
She's yeah, but I do have some flaws with Normani. She came out with her debut album, and then now we're not hearing from her no more. And that's the thing that I'm like, okay, well, what's going on? But she's another artist who looks up and looks up to Janet. A lot of the girls look up to Janet because Janet was one of those ones back in the day, like I said, who inspired and uh, inspired the girls to want to come out, do more, and show off sexuality. Yeah.
I mean, she was ahead of her time. She was
Oh yeah.
ahead of her time. And then growing up Jehovah's Witness, because if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken, the Jackson family, Jehovah's Witness, but
Yep.
Janet was just like, bump that. I'm going to
Yep.
go and create my own lane and
Right.
shell out. I'm becoming myself. Control was her way of
Yep.
saying that, hey, I'm
Yep.
growing up, I'm becoming a woman. And then when
Yep.
she came out with Janet, we saw
That's
a
it.
more sensual side
Yes.
of her.
Yes.
Then
And that's
Velvet Rope
yep.
push the
Oh,
envelope to a whole nother level
another level.
because
Yep.
it covers on that album is so she said it was very deep and personable to her.
Yep.
I watched the interview she did with Rosie O'Donnell. This was years
Yep.
ago.
The
And she
old
said,
interview. Yep.
oh my God, this album was one of the most hardest albums for me to record.
Yeah.
Velvet Rope.
And I believe it too.
And there were days, if you go back, because remember, she did the documentary with Lifetime, and
Mm-hmm.
we actually got to see the behind the scenes footage of
Mm-hmm.
her recording the Velvet Rope album. And she said there were days where she really did not want to go in the studio because this
Yep.
album was so deep and heartfelt to her. And I mean,
Yeah.
she covered a number of things on there from sexuality,
Yeah.
uh, domestic violence,
Violence. Yes, she did
a
a lot more topics.
number of things.
Yeah. Yep. And then about LGBT with Free Zone and
Free X
like
Zone,
she
yeah.
really had touched on a lot of important subjects that were like important, real important at that time. But she was ahead of her time with it too, because with songs like Empty, and that's one of my favorite songs on the Velvet Rope. That song talks about today's world, and a lot of people don't know. If they do, they should really do they research on Empty. I feel like that's a really, she was way ahead of her time on that song because it's talking about today's world of social media, how people connect, and she was just saying how she was feeling empty, and that song was so different. But I love that song because it's like, I just love it. I love that album in general. I will never get tired of that album. Never.
The intro where she's talking about it, Twisted Elegance, the
Yep.
Velvet Rope, when she named it the Velvet Rope because it's more so not just diving into the personal aspect of her,
Right.
but when you go to a nightclub and you stand
Yep.
outside the
Side.
nightclub
Yep.
and there's the Velvet Rope and you're having what is it, the bodyguard or whoever this
Mm-hmm.
opening, the bouncer at the club
Yep.
is having opening that rope to let the person in.
Yep.
So she's letting you in to let you know all of these things all
Yep.
the way from 22, which is a
Two.
hidden bonus track. There's a hidden bonus track on there.
Yes. Can't be stopped. I know it. That's one of my favorites. I like that song. But yes, that album has been a part of my life for so many years because there were times where when I was growing up, I felt out of place, didn't have
Mm,
any friends, the bullying, of course, me being different from other peers, and the times I would cry. That album just helped me out, even as a kid. Helped me out, because I always knew I was different when I was young, but it just, that album just stuck with me for years, and I just grateful for my aunts, really, because they actually are the ones. Why I'm such a huge fan of Janet. Why I've been a stan of her for so many years. Why I looked up to her as a role model. Her and Michael. They've been my hugest two role models coming up. So the Velvet Rope, yeah. I owe a whole lot of my life to that album, for real.
and as all of us in the LGBTQ plus community, she said that
Yeah,
this album, I think it was Jussie Smollett and a few other people who said the same thing about how the Velvet Rope has made such an impact on the queer community
it
because she
has.
lost her friend. That's how Together Again came about,
Yeah,
was through
yeah,
her losing her friend. And she
right.
dedicated a song to them because she
Yep,
said, I'll never forget you. One of the lyrics is in there is I'll never forget you.
yeah.
So that one, and then number 19, if you're into that BDSM,
Woo!
Roadburn, she took it to a whole nother
Yes,
level
she
on
had
that.
real
I mean, there are
sensual,
people,
sexual.
yes, she did not care. She did not
She
care,
she
and
had
she
I
pushed that
don't I
envelope.
don't care written all over her face with that album. Like, she just said, I'm gonna talk about it all, and I can understand why. the album was so hard because 22 songs for like Janet was the only one at that time that was making those. The Janet album had like 26 songs. The Velvet Rope had, like Janet was deep, like real deep going up into the early 90s. She was really a deep person to come up with a lot of those track albums like that. She's really the only person I know that would come up with an album with 22 songs, and interludes, and I always call her my interludes girl because I always love her interludes. But yeah, no, Janet, yeah, the Velvet Rope, it's top tier.
And it's so revolutionary, ahead of its time. And even for the time that we're living in right now, Rhythm Nation was
Yes,
ahead of its time also. The
it was.
climate,
All of her stuff really was ahead of its time, literally,
like the
from Rhythm Nation
knowledge.
to. Yeah, and I love that album too. She touches on a lot of subjects on that album similar to Velvet Rope too, because she talks a lot about around those albums she was really serious and wanted to focus on certain things that she knew that would help people, stuff that she was going through that she didn't understand, and you know that was her way of coping. So I'm like I said, I am forever grateful for her because she's just amazing. Like, and I am really sympathetic. Like, I love a lot of people in the music industry, but if I have to choose, I'm more on towards the female music artists because women go through so much because women are so underappreciated in the music industry, and it takes a lot to be a woman full-fledged, to look good, to have a certain persona, and so I look up to a lot of the women in the community because I'm a feminist too, so I believe in that. And I I look up to the women mostly in the music industry because it's hard to be a woman in the industry because women are told they can't do certain things, and that's why people don't understand why Beyonce is the way she is. That's why she's the way she is. When they say she can't do it, she do it anyway. Janet was the
Janet
same
was the
way.
same way.
Yeah.
The same
Janet was
way. And
the way.
at that time, because they both, well, Destiny's Child and then,
Yep.
yeah, TLC did the fan mail tour,
Oh
and they
yeah, I
were
love
talking
TLC too.
about that.
Yeah.
Um, at the time, you really didn't have a whole lot of female writers.
You're right.
You really didn't. Missy, if we're talking about female writers, Missy Elliott was out here doing the work. Beyonce was one of the ones out here
Yep.
doing the work,
Yeah.
writing. Janet was also writing. I think she's written on the Velvet. Let me see. See, this is why I miss CDs so much because you can
Me
go back
too. I still, to be
and
honest
put
with you, I
through
still would buy them too if I really like an album, I'll buy the CD. For real. People might call me old school. Okay, yeah, I know I am still finna be 33. That's still young, but I am old school because I am a 90s baby. But I still would buy a CD. People could call it a cliche. Oh, this CDs are outdated. I would still buy an album if I like it.
almost every single on the Velvet Rope album, except, let me see, 17 was written by Rod Stewart. Tonight's Tonight, that's one of my favorites.
I like that song.
Um,
That didn't get credit.
my
Like it should.
God, I Get Lonely was written
Tonight.
by her. Rope Burn was written by her. Anything was written by her. Almost every single on this album was written by Janet.
Oh yeah.
So at the time, you
Yeah.
really didn't have a whole lot of female
Right.
writers.
Right.
So it was Missy, Janet, and Beyonce that were, and Candy from the Real Housewives Escape.
Oh yeah. And I love them too. I love those my girls too. I love all I love all good R&B. When it comes to music, that is something I get an A++ in because music is life. And if you ask me about music, I'm gonna be like, oh yes, this, and that, because music is like it's healing and it's just I love it. So huge music lover. Yep. What do you think? Because I was gonna bring this up, even though I really didn't want to bring, but I do want to bring this up. Um, because I looked at a recent interview with Ray J. What do you think about that interview as a whole. I really didn't want to bring it up, but I just got to hear what other people have to say about this because Ray J is kind of losing it right now. I
You
don't know what's
just
going
said it.
on.
My face, because I did see the clips from that interview, and if you
Oh, you
guys
didn't fully
haven't
watch
seen
it.
the interview, please go and
Oh,
check it
that's
out if
okay.
you haven't. Ray.
Mm-mm-mm.
And Ray J is, I'm gonna say this, Ray J is so talented with a pen.
He
Back in the
is.
day, he could write.
Yeah,
I mean, could sing, could dance,
yeah.
but just
This
why?
is my thing. This is my thing with Ray J. You know, and I don't know if he's doing this to get some type of a publicity because he's doing this right in the middle of Brandy getting ready to start this tour. Like if you peep that, he's doing this right in that time. But the way Ray J comes off is very unprofessional, and I don't. Ah, I just don't know what message he's trying to convey because he's like thank you, Chrissy. Yes, he is a train wreck. But see, I don't know. Yeah, I agree. He does
Exactly.
overshadow his talent. He overshadows his talent, and that's what messes him up. And I just don't like. But that interview made me cringe, and it was just a side of Ray J. I've never I mean, he's always been a loose cannon, but this interview was different, and it made me really worried for him and sad at the same time because I never seen him this bad. So I don't know, but I just hope that he's not doing this as a publicity because I have a feeling him and Brandy are not as tight as they used to be.
And it's sad because they're
It
brother and
really
sister.
is.
They both grew up in the business. And shout out to
Yep.
Sonya and Willie Norwood for really teaching them as artists. The same for
Yeah.
Beyonce and Matthew Knowles.
Yeah.
Beyonce wouldn't have that skill of artistry if it
Right.
wasn't for that discipline. And the same for Brandy and Ray J. That skill, that discipline,
Yeah.
that talent. But Ray J's antics do overshadow his talent.
It does all
And
the
I
time.
mean, to pick up a pen, if you go back and watch some of his older music
Yeah.
videos, like when he first came out, when Brandy
Mm.
was on Moesha, they
Yeah.
both had something going. And you
Yeah, they
could have
did.
continued that on.
But I just feel like he always took a different route than Brandy and just started getting into a lot of temptation and I respect Ray J to a certain extent because he's a great pioneer. He knows a
Yeah.
good business aspect. He's good at promoting a brand, and that's what I respect about him. But his antics and the way he acts, that in that last interview was the most unprofessional I've ever seen. And I know his parents are disgusted. I know they are disgusted because that interview was a mess. And like I said, this was the first time I have ever seen him that bad. Like it made me really worry for him. But it also made me question him and Brandy's relationship though, because they used to be so tight. But after this interview, he said on there he's no longer a brother. But then I'm just like, what do you mean by that? And it really made me like sad, like really, like what do you mean? Because he was saying a whole lot of off the wall stuff, and made me lose points. But I just hope that it's just not a publicity stunt, just because Brandy's doing this tour. That's the only thing I'm hoping. But yeah, that interview was something. It was a watch. It
My
was
God.
a watch. So
And then it was another interview that he did on a platform with the doctor. I cannot remember her name. And they were
really,
talking about the whole Diddy situation, and he was on
oh,
there.
mm,
So I'm like, this is the second interview he done did, and then I see the clips. I'm like, oh Lord, what's going on?
yes.
What Ray done did now?
Like he's doing all these interviews, but what I'm paying attention to is right when this tour is gonna start. It just so I like if people really want to read between the lines, it seems a little fishy. And I hope it's not shade either. I really do. I hope it's not. I hope you're not being shady to Brent because that last interview with Cam, it just made it seem like him and Brandy are not like they used to be, because he said I'm no longer a brother, and then that really made me question, and it made me wonder, like, I hope he's not doing this as a shade or something, that's the only thing I hope. But he did still say some good things about Brandy, which I did like. He didn't trash talk her, but at the same time, it kind of felt shady at the same time too. So I don't know. We don't know what's going on with Mr. Ray, but it's
I
interesting.
pray that you call your sister and you work it out, whatever you got going on
That's
inside.
what I said. That's what I
Work it
hope.
out because family is all you got at the
Yeah,
end of the day.
yeah.
And even Janet and Michael had disagreements. Like
I
if you go
mean,
back
yeah,
and you
but you
watch the
never can
interview
tell.
with
Yeah,
Oprah, this is around the time she was doing press for Velvet Rope.
yeah.
Oprah was
I
asking
looked
her
at
a lot
the
of
interview.
questions about Michael, and Janet was like,
Yeah,
"I'm not even going to get into that aspect, but it's been a
right.
minute since I've spoken to my brother." So go
Yeah.
back and watch that interview. I think
Oh
they
yeah,
might have
I've
took it
seen
down.
it
Yeah,
dozens of times too. When I was coming up, I was looking at a lot of stuff, in my teens, of the Velvet Rope, and I know it was stuff about the song "You," because that's my favorite song. That's right,
uh,
you gotta mean what you say. I love that song. They were thinking that song was about Michael Jackson, but it wasn't. It was about Janet. It was about her. And people said what Janet was saying. She should have named the song "Me" instead of "You," because people were automatically assuming it was about Michael Jackson, but it wasn't. So that song was about her, and she even said that was one of her hardest songs to ever record. I could believe it. She had so much breath control with the "That's right, you gotta mean what you say." But I love that song because it's so creative. But it's just like her talking to herself and getting into it. I like the energy. I like the energy of "You." That's another one of my favorites. But I love "What
and
About" personally.
what about was very
Mm.
personable to her? It was about domestic violence. This was the cover for you.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. Seen that dozens of times. Yeah. Yep. What About was a really powerful song too. That song was really, and she's the only person that made a song like that too, as I always say. No one
Wow.
has ever made a song like that. Janet's the only one. That's hers. What about that? What about the energy of "What About"? I love, especially as a kid, because I never been in a domestic relationship, but I related to that song on a deeper level as to why I was getting bullied, and so "What About" is just, every time I think about that song, it's just the fire and the energy and the art, and then the dance. The dance moves that she came up with at the Velvet Rope tour was iconic, and the story that she was telling.
And she performed it at the VH1 fashion. That was
Yep,
around that time.
fashion. I think it was
She was
fashion
originally supposed
icon.
to be performing Go Deep from Velvet Rope,
Right,
but she said, no, I want to perform this
right.
song right here.
Yeah,
And
she
at
was
the
pissed.
end, where, like you said, the part you was just singing, she and the dancers were walking because it
Yep,
was a catwalk there. They were
yep,
walking to it. So
yes.
she's
And she made
excellent.
that song artistic. I loved it. Like that. She made that song really artistic. Because it's so dramatic, but it's still she still showed a form of art in it, and that's why I
Oh,
love
yeah.
that song. Yeah.
And the guitar. What gets me is how it starts off all soft and sweet, and then it
Soft,
goes
and
into
then
that
it
guitar riff.
blunders, and then she just go off on it, and I love it. I love it. I never get tired of it. Never get tired of it.
And what
Yes. Yeah.
about Now My Need?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's the cut. That's the cut too.
The interlude where she was talking to her friend.
Yeah.
Uh, that was funny.
Yes.
That
She
was funny.
always do the craziest interludes. I love her interludes.
My goodness, my goodness, my goodness. Special is one of my favorites too because at the Velvet Rope tour, she's showing pictures from her childhood. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yes. That's one of my favorites.
Yep.
And Velvet Rope, Twisted Elegance,
Yep.
very sweet, very
Yep.
sweet. Free Egg Zone, which is what we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
I Get Lonely. Tonight's the Night, which was written by Rod Stewart. That's one of my favorites on that album. And then Phil said
Sunrise.
number 13. So
Yeah.
the interlude where you hear the computer typing, we are now
Yeah.
living in a day and
I love
age
it when it gets to
where it
empty.
is
I love
technology
it.
based.
Yeah. Yeah. Empty was, like I stated before, that was a song that was so ahead of its time. If people take the time out to listen to the words of what she's saying, it's really relatable to now. uh Technicolor verbs. It's just wow. That song is should have got credit. I feel like it should have got credit back then. Didn't, but I still love that song. It was probably the one of the. I think that was one of the most underrated songs on One ever wrote. Too empty. But she's the
Yeah.
only person that made a song like that. Like a lot of those songs are that Janet made. She's the only one that could make the songs like that at that time. Like nobody was on her level when it came to that album, so yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I have a history of Michael and Janet being a
Oh
part of
yeah.
my life growing up.
Now for Michael, for me, since we covered Janet, Michael for me, one of my favorites is Dangerous. And
Oh
then the
yeah.
History album, there's part one and then there's part two.
Part two. Yep. I got that CD. Yep. Scream is my favorite, of course. Yep.
That
That
video.
video.
That was one of the most highest grossing videos in history.
Yep.
$7 million. And I cannot remember the time she said it was how many days the shoot was, but I know that she
Yeah.
said everything was huge.
Yeah.
My God. Just like TLC No Scrubs video, everything
Uh,
was huge. If you go back
yeah.
and you watch that video, you see Chili on the
Mm,
swing, that
Fan Mail is my
ginormous
favorite
swing.
album too. By them, one of my favorite albums by them. Fan Mail. Yep.
That's my favorite album too.
Yep.
And I have the deluxe edition where it's like this scratchy type of material cover and then
Oh.
the actual cover. And then when you open
Oh.
it up, you
I
see
never
the
seen that
poster of
before.
them with all the names. Yeah, I've got the
Okay.
deluxe edition of Fan Mail.
Oh, okay.
And
I never
yeah,
even
you
knew
put
they
up on
made a
YouTube.
deluxe. Oh,
Yeah, where it's like this, it's like one of those things we used to have when we were children, where it's just like this piece, it's like a piece of paper almost. And then
uh,
the material would be reflective and you could
oh
scratch
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
hmm
yeah. Okay.
That's what it's like. I love fan mail, but I
I,
also like Crazy Sexy Cool as well too
oh
because
yeah, oh yeah.
that was
That
the
TLC.
sophomore album.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I really like all the TLC stuff. Really, to be honest with you, and they're another group that always had a powerful message in their music. Relatable. That's one thing I love about them. Their messages is what I always love about them. And even though the album didn't get the credit it deserved, their last album, I personally liked it. I don't know if you've heard it. Just the self-titled TLC album. I personally liked it, the album, but a lot of the fans were kind of like, "Oh no, it should have been more songs." Blah 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 blah. I mean, they did the best they could do, but I still liked it. You
Now
know.
3D, which was
Oh yeah, I can't
after
3D. That's another favorite.
that one was very dark. It was very dark because T-Boz, I remember her saying that it really wasn't there because they've always had creative input as what they wanted their look to look like,
Yeah,
everything.
it
3D
really
was
was.
more
You could tell
so
they were sad.
like,
Yeah,
yeah. And then they
yeah,
put what they did was they used Lisa's vocals on some
yep,
of the tracks on this particular album
yeah,
because
yep.
he was in a different type of
Yeah, you could
whereas
tell
fan
the album
mail,
cover. It
yeah.
looked dark and a little sad, and I could tell it wasn't what they anticipated it to be, but it just how they felt at the time because Lisa had just passed away, and but I still love that album though. That album is amazing. I liked the 3D album.
It was beautiful. The cover was beautiful, but it was just dark.
Dark.
They
It
because they
was.
lost her.
Yeah, you could just see the sadness on the cover too, a little bit. Yeah, especially with T-Vise and Chili. But yep, Left Eye lives on.
She sure does. And then Black just recently did a performance. Black was Lisa's group,
Really?
Left Out group.
Yeah, yeah, I
So
remember.
Black is still performing, Shamari and Brandy. And then to lose Natina, who,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a double whammy, but
Yeah.
they did a tribute to her at one of their shows just recently. So
Okay.
shout outs to Black, Shamari, and Brandy.
Yep. Okay.
And yes,
Okay.
we're still gonna get more girl groups that are touring. I mean, In Vogue is still touring. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
well, to see Beyonce, Michelle, and
And
Kelly
Kelly.
on the stage together, that B. Scott was the first person that I saw it from, and then I seen the clip everywhere else.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
like, wait, am I seeing things? Is Destiny's Child together right now?
Yeah.
So to see them all together, and then Kelly's going to be on tour with Brandy and Monica, it
Yeah.
aligned perfectly. Michelle said
Yep.
she came in as a guest.
Yeah,
So
that's good
this was
marketing.
planned. This is planned.
Yep. That's good marketing. And I'm actually glad Kelly is doing that though too, because this will get Kelly a little bit more shine. And
Oh yeah.
so I'm really excited for this Brandy and Monica tour. I really am.
You
I
got
think that's
Money
gonna be a tour to
Long.
remember.
Money Long's gonna be on the tour.
Oh yeah.
Kelly Rowland. And I'm not sure, I can't remember the last gentleman's name, but
Me
I know
neither.
it is going to be dope if Money Long, because Money Long, another thing for her, she's another, since we talked about female writers, she's
Mhm.
written for so many female artists as well, too.
Really?
Yep, Money Long has written for but she went by the name Priscilla Renee before she went by Money
Oh
Long.
right. Okay, I am
Yep.
familiar. Oh,
Hours
okay.
and hours during the pandemic, that Jamal Roberts. Thank you, brother. That's his name.
Jamal Roberts. But see, that's the thing, Kenny. I don't know much about him though, because I stopped watching American Idol, so I don't know too much about him. I heard he's a good singer though, but I never really heard him. But yeah, he is gonna be on the. Well, we gonna see how he's gonna do. But yeah,
Oh yes,
yeah.
for sure, for sure, for sure. But she's written for other artists. If not her, then Esther Dean. And I feel
Oh
like she
yeah,
doesn't get enough
I,
credit as well too.
she does
Esther
it.
Dean,
Yeah.
S&M, Rihanna, she was responsible for that song.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So so many female writers out here that just don't. Carrie Hilson is one of my favorites, and
I
she's
like
written for
Carrie
so many
Hilson.
other female
Mm.
artists as well too.
Yep,
Christina
and she had a
Milian.
recent project out too. I thought it was okay. I wanted a little bit more from Carrie Hilson because she hasn't been in the game making music in a while.
Oh
But
yeah.
I heard it. It was a just okay project. It wasn't my favorite, but I still like Carrie Hilson though. But God, she was gone for so many years and came back. I just wanted her to have a stronger comeback. You know.
Of course, we've mentioned Candy. We can't forget Deborah Killing.
Oh.
Deborah Killing, who's worked with TLC,
Um.
Monica, Madonna, and
Mm,
so many other female artists as well too. But
yeah.
Deborah Killings, you've heard her vocals, you know her vocals,
Mm.
her beat vocals on any one of the TLC albums and
Mm.
Monica albums as well too.
Yeah.
So it's so many. We'd be here all day listening off all the female
Oh yeah.
singers and
Mm.
and writers because they
Yeah.
really at that time, you really at a time where everything was so male dominated. And as Phil said, women had to work twice times as hard. So
All
Beyonce
right.
was like, let me get my pen. The Writings on the Wall, that album, each girl in the group wrote
That
on that
album.
album.
Yeah.
The more so the debut album, which is the
Yeah.
black and white Writings on the Wall, they have more creative control as to
They did.
getting in here to write. Shout outs to and rest in grace to Big Shiz, LaShawn Daniels, who got them into, okay, this is what you're gonna do. This is what you need to do right here. You're gonna
Right.
write on this album. We want you to write. And I remember Latoya Luckett saying that in an interview
Mm.
for Writings on the Wall. They had to
Mm.
really get out there and hone into that craft and write.
Yeah. No, Riders on the Wall is a good CD. That's from Destiny Child. That one, yeah. That was when they made a mark too. They had Bills, 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 Bugaboo. They had a whole lot of cuts on that album. I mean, that whole album was a cut, really. Shout out to my sister because my sister is the reason I became a Destiny Child fan. She played the crap out of that CD, and I began to like them. Later on down the line.
And a lot of
But yeah,
people really couldn't tell what the writings on the wall means. It's basically the commandments of love.
yeah,
Basically, yeah. And then if you go through and listen to the interludes, like "Thou shall not hate," "Thou shall pay bills," like each
yeah,
girl in the group is
yeah.
saying a
They all have
commandment.
a commandment.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was creative.
And different. It was different at a
It
time where
was.
we were coming up where everything was so, how can I describe it? Because Candy was one of them. Candy and Missy were so advanced with production and making it
Yeah.
sound like it was very, how can I say it, intergalactic, if that
Yes,
makes sense.
that's everybody started doing that. Michael did it, Brandy did it,
Yep.
rappers started doing it. When that early when 1999 to 2000 came, that was when everything the intergalactic vibe came in. But when Michael came out with Invincible, and I love that album so much,
Oh,
and when Brandy came out with Full Moon, oh God, oh them albums, I just those two albums back to back, Invincible and Full Moon, top tier. But yeah, that was when everybody was doing that intergalactic sound, and I grew up liking that space type of vibe. You know, TLC did it with Fan Mail. Everybody started doing it.
and it's
Across
so
the
crazy
Aaliyah did it.
because, my God, it's so crazy now, Phil, because if you go back and you listen to fan mail, Vicky, Vicky, if you look at Vicky, what do we think about now? Siri.
Yep,
So, I mean, we now have technology that is talking back to us. So they, again, ahead of the time
this
frame.
time. Yep, a lot of them were. Yep, yep. Different ways to communicate. And shoot, since we want to go back to Janet, Empty was kind of already on that level too. That intergalactic thing, with the computer,
Yep.
and yeah, a lot of people are really ahead of their time. They talked about stuff prior to how it is now, and yeah,
Now we don't
yeah,
have the flip cell phones where it's like in Bugaboo, Destiny's Child talks about it in Bugaboo. You make me want to
yep,
call the phone company and cut the phone off. And
yep,
I mean, things were different back then in the '90s compared
yep,
to now,
yeah,
as far as technology is concerned. It was just coming
yes,
in the day and age of
right,
having, computers and the
yeah,
laptops and all of that,
yeah,
but they were shaped funky back in the day.
they
So yeah.
were, yeah, big and bulky and yeah, yep, yeah.
And you had to carry around that wire with you. So I mean,
Yeah, that was
the
back. That was
90s, 90s, the 90s, the 90s. That was something. That was something.
yeah,
So fashion dolls. We covered all things music. What can we expect from you in the future, Phil? Because I know it's going to be
okay,
a lot of music festivals, a lot of concerts coming on. Of course,
yeah,
Brandy and Monica. What are you looking forward to as far as music is concerned? I'm looking for Beyonce. Looking forward to Beyonce. So
yes,
keep your eyes peeled because you never know when she's going to drop something.
yeah,
So just like with Renaissance, was like RuPaul said, she cleared her whole Instagram. I'm like, wait, what's she clearing her Instagram for?
right, yeah. So now, okay, so so a couple of things. In the future, because like I am a social media influencer, I do I just to let your viewers know, I am a up and coming graphic designer. Well, I've been a graphic designer. I actually want to do more in graphics. You probably may see some of the stuff and some of the things that I post. I actually do my own graphics. So I do want to grow more as far as being a graphic designer. I want to start my own business. I want to do t-shirt designing. That's one thing that I look forward to do in the future. Now, in terms of music, I want to let's see because I want there to be a lot of newer artists in the future who own their craft and make authentic material because I feel like that's what's missing in the music industry in general.
Oh
You
yeah,
got with this
sure.
rap thing now. Don't get me wrong, I do like rap, but I feel like people are getting away from their authentic selves. They're coming out with stuff that's not inspirational. I want artists to be more have things that inspires them, not just come out with something just to what am I trying to say? Not just come out with something just to make a quick buck. I want artists to be more authentic within themselves to come out with work that inspires them.
Yes.
Shout out to artists like Tinashe and I also like FKA Twigs too. Shout out to her too because I like her
She's
recent.
so talented. Oh,
I like. You know what? I wasn't crazy about her up until this album, this recent one she made. But yes, shout out to artists like that. So I want artists in the future to be more authentic within themselves. But yes, in terms of shows, I want to look forward to going to more shows. Talking about the reviews, reviewing them. Normally and generally, I do reviews, but I haven't done YouTube in a while. But I do be on TikTok. I do review on TikTok. Um, yeah, I just look forward to keep going to more shows, keep getting more inspired, keep looking at, because like I said, if there's anything I get an A plus in is music, because that's my favorite topic. So I just look forward for artists to be their authentic selves, come out with stuff that inspires them. And I look forward to doing more in the future in terms of graphic design. And who knows, I could design an album cover for an artist or something like that, a t-shirt, be the one to marketize their merchandise. That's stuff that I look forward to doing in the future.
and I'm manifesting it for you because you are so creative. I've watched your review when you reviewed the Janet Jackson Velvet Rope 25th anniversary. And
yes, thank you.
who knows? I saw where she
She's seen
liked
some
it,
stuff. Yeah, she's
where
seen
she
some stuff on Instagram.
watched you. So who knows? I'm putting it out there in the universe to you that she could probably be tapping you to
Could
probably
be.
design her next album cover. Because remember, one album that I do not have to my collection of Janet that I do need to add is Unbreakable. That
Oh yeah.
album cover is so beautiful because it's black. She's
Yeah.
got the big curly hair.
Hair.
It was
Yeah.
everything. So who knows? She might tap you for this
You
album. So I'm
never
putting it
know.
out there.
When you speak things into existence, that's the best way. Speaking into the universe, it might just come to pass. So yes, I do look forward to possibly doing stuff with celebrities and if anything, I do want to start my own podcast in the future because I do have a few friends. Shout out to D and Jasmine that I hang out with, and we talk about a lot of the celebrity gossip and stuff like that, and so I do look forward to possibly doing that in the future. It's just a lot of things in the media that I look forward to doing in in the future. So fingers crossed that they happen.
And it's coming. It is coming, my love, and I'm manifesting it for you. Before
Thank
we
you.
let you go, because this was such a great conversation, we got
It
into
really
all
was.
things Janet, and I have been anticipating this interview because when I sent Phil pictures of what I had with everything Janet, and there's a few more covers, I didn't have time enough to grab them with
Right.
her on it. I said, okay, this is somebody who loves Janet just as much as I do, who loves Beyonce just as much as I do. And brother knows that I'm a big Whitney fan.
Oh yeah, I
K2.
like Whitney too.
He knows I'm crazy about Whitney, so I'm a big
Yes.
Whitney fan. But
Uh-huh.
Janet, I love Janet too. But
Oh,
before we wrap, what gems or advice would you give to people on finding their taste and their sound in music? Because there's so many different genres out here and so many concerts coming up. So we just got to stay tuned.
yeah.
Summer's still here. It is still hot.
Yeah.
So who knows what concerts could be coming up? But what gems would you give to people on finding their taste in music or just their blend, whatever they like?
That is a very good question. Cause I'm a person that loves all types of music.
Me too.
What is it? House music, alternative, R&B, you name it, hip hop, any type of music that's inspirational. So, what advice I would give to someone that's looking for their taste? Just keep listening to what's out there because it might inspire you. Just keep on searching because people will always be like, "Oh, I'm trying to search for some." People always say, "Oh, I'm trying to search for new music to listen to. Who's hot?" just listen to other people, because that's one thing I do. I listen to a lot of different people to find out what inspires me musically, because I have an ear for it. So if I had to give somebody advice and they don't know quite what their taste is, search. Just search for people. There's a million artists. There are a million artists out here in the world presenting their craft. Listen, just listen to anybody. I say listen to anybody and find out what catches your attention. That's the advice I would give. Listen to, search for type of different types of music. If you don't want to keep listening to the same thing over and over, search for it on the internet. Go on YouTube. There's always new artists. What is it? SoundCloud,
So
TikTok.
many.
Even TikTok promotes newer people who trying to get themselves out there. Just search for the people, because you never know, you might get inspired by it and listen to it. And for a person who's never been to a concert and they are really really want to go to a concert, I would say save up your money for it. If you really want to see that person, go see that person. Cause me, I try to go to a lot of concerts throughout the year, and I don't get a chance to see everybody because bills, of course, and but I love the enjoyment of live entertainment. So I go because it's enjoyable. I like to see a live band. I love to see a dance. I love to see a choreography. I love to get inspired by the visuals. So yeah, yeah. That would be my advice to someone. Search for the type of music that inspires you, and stick with that genre that you want to listen to.
Yes, Chrissy, there are so many up and coming underground artists that are
There
way
are.
better than the mainstream artists. So we just got to
Yes, they
keep our eyes
are. I
to
listen to a lot of
independently
underground people, even though I do like a lot of the mainstream A-lister singers, but I listen to a lot of the underground ones more, to be honest with you. Because there's so many people who don't get the credit they deserve, and they
at
should.
all.
But yeah,
So my advice to everybody, make sure that you guys are just living life to the fullest.
oh
Continue to
yeah,
keep going to it. And as far as I love what Phil just said, which is find what your musical taste is. What I love about Janet, because this whole interview conversation was centered around female artists from Janet to
yeah,
Beyonce to
yeah. And speaking of,
Whitney.
I'm wearing a shirt.
I would say every artist is not going to have the same type of sound.
Exactly.
Everybody's album is going to be different. And what I like about Janet is that each album consistent all the time. The
Yeah,
sound
she
is
did.
not the same because us, the viewers, the listeners, the viewers of the music videos, the listeners, the consumers, we want something different. And for
Right.
each album consecutively, she has given us something different.
Different.
Yes, it's sensual. You know Janet. She's gonna give you
Yep.
sensuality. She's
Oh
gonna give
yeah.
you all of these things. So
Thank you, Chris.
I
He said
mean,
he liked my shirt. Thank you.
it's so many. It's so many. Just keep looking.
Yes.
Keep looking.
Yeah.
Find what works for you. And that would be my advice. Continue
Oh
to
yeah.
enjoy because there's going to be a lot of artists. You mentioned Tinashe.
Yeah.
Tinashe is still touring.
She is.
Who am I trying to see? I think Brandy and Monica, of course. And if you want to go up to the OG female artists, you got Patti LaBelle still touring.
Yep. Yeah.
So it's a lot more. Stay tuned. Stay
Yeah.
tuned and keep following.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
all I will
Yeah.
close out on. So before we let you go, Phil, because this was such a great conversation, and I would
It
love
really
to
was.
have you back on.
I will definitely come back.
All right. So let everyone know where they can follow you at, my love. And we're gonna set that up because I'm gonna bring you back on my show.
Please do. And I think shoot, can this do a three-way? Can
Yes, I might
I
get
would love to
Kate.
have
We might
K2
get Kate
Kenneth
Tubes in here.
on this as well. And we just do it. But yes, I would definitely love to come back because broadcasting and thing, that's what I like to do anyway. I like to connect but yes, so you can follow me at 50 Shades of Phil. That's on Instagram. My Facebook name is Unapologetically Philly Phil. It's kind of long, but it's Unapologetically Philly. what is it? Is that high slash? No, wait. I think it's slash Phil. Yeah. And then yeah, those are the two that you can actually follow me on. In terms of you get to see all of the concerts I go to. You get to see a little bit of modeling that I do, because I do a little bit of modeling here and there, and you get to see a little bit of the pictures I create. You will see things about family. You'll see stuff about you know, shout outs about celebrities who passed away. You'll see a lot of that. And you'll just hopefully might get inspired by my pages.
Stay tuned. Make sure you stay in tune. Follow and subscribe. 50 Shades of Phil. And also, a very special shout out to my brother K Toops for
Yes,
setting this
another
up.
shout
He
out.
recommended Phil to my platform. And I thank you so
Yes,
much for that, brother. We
yes,
gotta, all three of us gotta do something together, like a music panel where we're
yeah.
discussing our favorite female
I think we
artists. So
should
we
do that.
didn't get into the logist of our female artist Mount Rushmore. So I
Right.
mean, it's so many. It's so
It's
many.
so many. Yes, I
Yeah.
definitely want to give another huge shout out to Kenneth Toots. Like I said, he's actually one of the ones who started me out in terms of wanting to do reviews in the first place. And yeah, so I have to definitely give him a huge shout out, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't even be into like broadcasting or talking about a review or giving a review. So yes, another shout out to K Toots at the K Toots spot, and I have to give him another huge shout out because he has been doing so many interviews with so many
Yes.
celebrities and so many different people. So I definitely want to give him a huge shout out on that. You did that, bestie. So yes. But yes, Miss Stevie, it like I said, I definitely would love to come back and do this again. Actually, do it more often, and talk about a lot of the stuff that's going on. Because one thing about me, I like celebrity gossip. So if it's celebrity gossips, if it's a celebrity involved in it, I'm gonna talk about it. So
Definitely. Set
yes,
it up. We'll do it.
yeah,
We'll do it.
yes,
And K2 said he is down, so we'll set
and I'm
that
gonna
up.
write it down.
All
Yes,
right, Fashion Dolls. So without further ado, that is all for today's show. Make sure y'all join me tomorrow. We have the beautiful Noelle Fry. She will be joining me, so make sure you guys tune in. And I will see y'all tomorrow at 4. And this interview will be saved up on Style by Stevie Daytime, so you can head on over and subscribe, and you can check it out from beginning to end. It was all things Janet, all things Beyonce. So make sure y'all stay tuned because I will be bringing Phil back on the show and my brother K Toops because I have to go on over to his house. So I'll be
right.
going to the K Toops spot. But make sure you guys stay tuned for that for more details. I love y'all and I will see y'all tomorrow. Fashion
Yes,
Dolls. Take care, everybody.
yes. Good night, Fashion Dolls, and I do love you, Miss Stevie. Thank you. I have been so honored to be a part of this interview, and yes, so thank you. I definitely look forward to doing another one.
And I'm going to bring you back in. Once we get everything set, we're going to iron out the details and get you back here because I would love to have more discussions like these music, pop
Yeah,
culture, everything. So
yes,
I
me
will
too.
see y'all there. Fashion Dolls. Take care, everybody.
Okay.